So we were going to town on the gym roof. Yeah. That would be my guess. Is they're going to go in full 4 new footer? But I mean, that's been there since '74. 10,000. 10,000. So we had one on the visitor side that did the same thing. They were able to tilt it. Yeah. I got 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Speaking of work.
Oh, no, sorry.
You're charging them with that roll.
Fastest one ever built, 4 minutes.
I don't think that'll happen.
We'll get her done in 30. How's that? 30 or less.
There's no admin comments.
Got 1 minute to go.
Already got my finish. 3 times.
Dear Lord, guide us. Dear Lord, guide us.
How long has it been since you've had to be in?
I did it one time last year. Just Chris could get off work.
I know. Yes, I really want to. I know. It's an important time for it.
I got 7 o'clock.
Anytime. Well, I can still
Well, if everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bow our heads, please. Dear Lord, thank you for your watch care and love for all people. Keep all of our staff, employees, and students safe this last month of summer break. Guide us tonight as we strive to make the best decisions for the students of Pike County. In your name I pray. Amen.
Okay. Call to order, roll call.
Chris McKinney, absent. Chris Satterfield,
Present.
Carla Willis,
Present.
Skip Willis,
Here.
Tara Warnica.
Here. Presentation, approval of minutes for regular session meeting and executive session meeting, both held on June 9th of 2026.
Make the motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on the minutes? If not, approve, raise your right hand. Opposed, none. Okay. Next item, review finances. First thing up will be notification of unmet requirement, Indiana Code 20-28-9-26, minimum teacher salary.
So as you're aware, we're currently failing to meet the minimum teacher salary of $45,000 that was established by Indiana Code. That Chris just listed. As with all other schools not meeting the minimum salary, ERB has sent us a letter stating that we've not met this requirement. And then Section C of the code also requires us to publicly acknowledge receipt of the letter, as shown in your packet, in 3 ways. The first is during this meeting right now by talking about it. The second is in the official minutes of the meeting, and the third by publishing the notice on our website after the meeting.
Next, item B will be financial report.
So our monthly bank and cash reconciliation shows a combined total of $6,684,921. I'll get better at doing that in 62 cents, with $6,349,951.89 in our German American account, and a home building balance of $334,969.73. The bank statements follow the reconciliation. If you have any questions on those. And then we'll get on to the fund reports. Chelsea prepared our 12-month cash projections for education fund, operations, and rainy day, as well as the 4-year cash projection for our GEO bond, which is on page 22. Page 23 is the affidavit of spending from the 2025 multi-building lease bond that we're currently spending out of. The expenses include the soccer and football field sprigging, middle school gym and football field audio projects. The Pike Central gym roof is the very bottom, and then all in the middle there is the vocational building remodel, which is going great, as anyone can see. When you go out there, you can see the work. The balance for the bonds is currently $2,520,382.91, and you can see in the last month they earned $10,000. It makes it interesting to spend them out when it's actively the balance is earning interest. The fund reports then show an education fund balance of $212,292.86, the debt service fund balance of $1,749,720, and an operations fund balance of $4,142,474. The rainy day fund hasn't changed since we haven't added to it or spent from it, so it remains $14,942. Same for the GEO bonds, with a balance of $5,493. All the other funds are shown in that report if, again, any of them cause questions.
I have no questions. Any of the board member have a question?
All right, the revenue report begins on the next page. It shows that we received our property tax draw.
Yay.
And I know the county was battling, but they did get it to us in the amount of $4,155,508. And then lastly, beginning on page 27, you can see the appropriation report, which reflects the percentage of each fund's appropriated dollars that have been spent at this point in the year. All right.
On to approval of claims.
So for our vouchers, the claims included for your approval are numbered 22,335 through 22,500, with the exception of the 3 that don't exist: 22,348, 22,392, and 22,424. Said more for the recorder than for you.
Yes.
But any questions on any of those?
I'll make a motion to approve claims.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on payment of claims? If not, raise your right hand to approve. All right, this time, patron comments.
There's none.
I would like to address one thing. There is rumors flying around the county that this board is closing Winslow Elementary. We are not closing Winslow Elementary. I don't know who started the rumor, why they started the rumor, but we are not closing Winslow Elementary. So that's that. On to old business. This will be the second reading of policies A200, A275, A300, A301, C175, C525, F125, G325, H125, and H150.
Make a motion to accept the changes.
I'll note the only changes since first reading were the dates of approval.
This is the second reading, right?
Yes.
So they'll be considered done after this, yeah.
So we have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Okay, are there any other discussions by board members on those policies? If not, raise your right hand to approve. Okay, done. On to new business. Recommend acceptance of donations.
Always a great place to start. The donations include $125 from Wood Knuckles Custom to support a book study organized by Dana Williams and focused on managing disruptive classroom behaviors. Thanks again. Donations were also sent to help support our summer of learning training in the amount of $150 by VIG Solutions and $250 by AG Parts Worldwide. We also received $250 from RG Mechanical to be used for school spirit guard signs.
Make a motion to accept.
I'll second that motion. Motion and a second. Any discussion on the donations? If not, raise your hand. Okay. Thank you. Okay, next thing, approval of a fundraiser, or fundraisers.
The first one's the middle school cheerleaders are proposing a fundraiser to purchase new uniforms for the 7th and 8th grade squads. The first page is handwritten. After that, you can see their flyer. It shows that individuals will purchase, pieces of the uniform or even a pom-pom so that each cheerleader can raise up to $150 for that uniform. Following that is the list of fundraisers that Winslow Elementary plans to have for the 26-27 school year. It includes the sale of laundry soap and a book blast for the school. The PTO is planning a Fill the Igloo event to collect cash donations and a fall festival event that will have a basket auction and chili dinner. And the peer mentors and student council plan to sell candy bars. It's always a classic. And then, that's it.
Oh, forgot Texas Roadhouse.
Careful. Texas Roadhouse goes.
For April. Yep. Okay, so we have a motion. Make a motion. Skip.
Make a motion to accept this.
Yeah.
I second.
Okay. So we
I
have a motion.
thought I heard it.
So we do have a motion and a second for approval of the
I'm
fundraiser.
gonna go home.
All those in favor, raise your hand. All right.
We're fine.
All right, next thing up is recommend approval to recycle discarded electronics.
Yeah, the technology department periodically submits a list of obsolete and discarded electronics. Those can be recycled by a reputable company at no cost or even a small amount of revenue. They pay us for them depending on what it is that's being recycled. The list of items is attached, and that's just needed to comply with inventory requirements so that they're noted for disposal.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion on recycled electronics?
No.
If not, raise your hand. Next up, recommend approval of the Pike County School Corporation to withdraw from the Exceptional Children's Cooperative.
So the regional special education cooperative that we belong to is dissolving effective July 1st, 2027. The co-op's bylaws require that every member school, so each one of us, withdraw with 1 year's notice. So that's every district will be asking their board to go ahead and approve this again a year ahead. It's important that everyone understands that nothing will change for the 26-27 school year. I also want to clarify that all of our special education teachers are already employed by PCSC, not the co-op. Right now, we're exploring all of our options and assessing our needs as all the other schools are as well. There's different models and strategies for going about this now, as a lot of districts across the state are doing. We plan to settle on our best path forward by December so that we can then establish a planning team and work through the spring semester to plan for the 27-28 school year. Aaron has prepared the summary sheet for each of you based on the meetings that we've attended, with additional information.
I'll make a motion to approve the withdrawal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion by board members? All those in favor, raise your hand. Those opposed? All right. Recommend approval of a service agreement. This will be Harmon Consulting Service.
Chelsea and I are excited for this one. It's an agreement to work with the Harmon Consulting Service throughout this budget cycle. They're a team of experienced superintendents. They came highly recommended to us as top tier financial leaders that can show us how to effectively work through the process in a way that facilitates the long-term planning for the district, but also is responding to or supporting the DUAB requirements that we're currently under right now. There's a lot to learn in that balancing act and how to navigate it. So definitely having someone pay individual attention, I guess, to us and show us all of that is beneficial.
Make a motion to accept the service agreement.
I'll second that motion. So we have a motion and a second. Board members have any other?
He came highly recommended to me by just some people in academics.
All those in favor, raise your hand. Those opposed? Recommend approval of administrative restructuring.
So with the vacancy of the Winslow principal position, we have the opportunity to absorb one administrator position, saving over $121,000 for this next school year. You can see in the proposal that the middle and high school buildings currently, meaning like 25-26 school year, have much lower ratios of admin to students and admin to teachers than the elementary schools did. By moving the structure to 3 admin at Pike Central, then it actually evens out the teachers to admin ratio so that it's 18-18-19. And the student ratio becomes much closer, though it does flip to slightly advantage the elementaries by a little bit. So that's appropriate and consistent with peer comp schools.
I'll make a motion to approve the restructuring.
I'll second that motion. So we have a motion and a second. Any board discussion on the restructuring? No. Raise your hand, approved. Next item, recommend approval of job descriptions.
Skip that next page though with the table. It's just duplicate. It's
Okay.
not one.
All right, then recommend approval of the Pike County School Corporation 2026-2027 support staff wage scale.
Oh, no, sorry. The food service director we do need. I meant in your packet. There was one.
Oh, okay. All right, so back to the food
Yeah.
service director.
Should
All
be on
right,
page 118.
okay.
So the food service director was, as with all other positions, we've looked at restructuring or absorbing when we can. The vacancy of the food service director was no exception. It presented the opportunity to transition away from a full-time position to an add-on role that an existing position could assume the primary duties of. So I met with everyone involved, the cafeteria managers, the treasurer, anyone who currently touches any of those tasks. And we went through, I asked some state contacts to send me all the information about food service director, because we do have to have someone with that title by the state. But the role itself can be more flexible. So we looked at all the duties and who currently takes this within our district and does it make sense to take just a smidge more of that. And so we restructured it and took what needed to be one person, that food service director, and that's the new role that can be added on to another position for supplementary pay. And like I said, that's the same structure that the cafeteria manager currently has.
Make a motion to approve the job description. I second that. So a motion and a second. Any board member have? All right, hand up, approved. Next thing will be the support staff wage scale.
So that's your printed version here, only because the very last item I was not included in the scanned in version. I'll learn, I promise. So within the wage scale for 26-27, the updates include the maintenance foreman title was added in place of the now retired maintenance supervisor title. No change in pay rates for that one. The standalone food service director scale will be deleted, and then the supplemental pay rate is added. Again, just like cafeteria managers. Lastly, the SRO position are changing to a 210-day calendar to be consistent with existing positions, and that gives them the flexibility needed to meet the needs of our schools throughout the school year. But they're not given more time in the summer that they have to work just to work it, because they can use that as overtime throughout the school year to be at events that make an impact for our kids to see them, and it's safe, they're involved. It furthers the mission of their job more so than being in an empty building in the summer. Again, met with all of the SROs and the sheriff in the development of this to try to make sure that we all saw it the same way in the end. So.
Make the motion to accept the support staff wage scale.
I'll second the motion. So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, raise your hand. Approved. Next item, recommend approval updates to the Winslow Elementary School and the Petersburg Elementary School handbooks.
Pretty
Multiple
standard.
pages, yeah.
Yeah, pretty standard annual item. I don't think that there were any drastic. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Second that.
To the motion and second. Any other discussion on the handbooks? Not much. Hand approved. Okay. Next item, recommend approval of the Pike Central High School parking permission to drive 2627.
That starts on page 224. The first one is this is for our underclassmen. So it's in the handbook and it's the permission slip. You can see that the permit is $10 each. And then the printed one that I have for you here is because this is for seniors only. Okay. And they have the additional option to paint their spot, as we know, which I just saw that they posted for their senior day at Pike Central too. I think it's on the 23rd or something, I'm sure. We'll have an update for us, but there is an additional cost associated with painting the spot, but it's a pretty cool thing to do, and our prices still are not at all out of alignment with what you would see at a school. If anything, they're lower.
And you can hate me for that because my daughter wanted it, so. That's a couple years ago. So.
She was the first.
She was
right?
the first,
Yeah.
yes, she was. Okay. I make a motion to approve. I second. We have a motion second. Any other discussion on parking? All those in favor, raise hand. Opposed? Okay. Recommend approval to hire a real estate agent broker to lease the central office building and front office area of the old Petersburg gym.
As we mentioned earlier, we're getting leaner and more efficient wherever possible. The new 3-person admin team at Pike Central, when discussing that, they decided if we're doing it, let's do it and merge office so that they could work more closely together on a daily basis as a team, utilize the positions they have, in the best way they saw fit. So now we've got Pike Central Middle High School, no dash, no slash, and they are all going to be at the front there. So it was suggested that we take the office that would now be open. So central office is going to move to the existing middle school office space, and that'll allow us to operate one less building, so reduce the expenses by not having this fully functional, but even better if we could lease it to generate a new source of revenue. We would also like to look at leasing the front of OPG again, like it was, I think when the health department moved out, it was just never listed again. So hiring a real estate agent or broker to facilitate that process for us to possibly get both on the market for leasing, not sale at this point. So.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion on approval of the agent or broker. All those in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? Nay. Anything on other?
Nope.
Okay. On the personnel, separations.
We have one medical leave for request.
That's all separation.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to accept the pay request.
All second. We have a motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor, raise your hand. Okay. On the appointments.
You will have my recommendation for Carla Selheimer for the role of food service director, which she'll assume in addition to her current position for the supplemental pay of $1,400 a year. And again, we can ignore the asterisk because you did approve both the other things. So we will also have Dustin Powell's recommendations for the coaching positions. I have to read these, right?
Yeah.
High school boys basketball is Dalton Thurston, varsity assistant, full stipend, which is a change from volunteer that he was initially approved at. Another change from volunteer is David Schneer for JV coach, full stipend. Wade Morton is going to be the new volunteer assistant, and Colin Tooley is volunteer assistant. High school volleyball, we will have Lexi Onyet as the varsity assistant, full stipend, and Darren Schilling as the volunteer assistant. High school baseball, Tim McMillan, assistant coach, full stipend, Cal Query, volunteer assistant, and they're being added on to ones already approved. High school football, Rich Paget, varsity assistant, full stipend, previously approved as a volunteer assistant. Middle school cheer,
Yep.
We already?
Yep.
we got that one. So then the next page is Dave Chestnut's recommendation for Clayton Tyree as the maintenance foreman. Note that the approval date will be retroactive to July 1st. When he undertook those duties. And then Carla Selheimer is recommending Felicia Guarney to increase from a 4-hour position to 5 hours within the PC cafeteria. And then that would leave a 4-hour position open, which she would like to recommend Brittany Query to take.
Make a motion to accept those.
A second. Motion and a second. Any discussion on appointments? All those in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? Okay.
With that, I would like to commend the maintenance department for their transition, the seamlessly working together to figure out how to do it without Max. It's been a very, very busy summer with a lot of projects, and they just got right down to it and said, let's all take the things we're best at. And I think they're crushing it, yeah.
Anything for professional?
Nothing.
Administrative comments?
First view. It's common for administrators to take July off,
Yep.
so I definitely encourage them to do that. I think it's great that they all did. So
So did Chris McKinney, so we're really good.
that's right. He called me and was bragging about his location, about cold beverages. It was all very, very petty.
Everybody needs that family time, for sure.
Absolutely.
Got anything to say, Dave?
Yeah, we got all of our new buses come in today, so we got,
Okay.
the lease, so we should have been doing things for a while.
Awesome.
After that, we just gotta go inspect the bus state police, which is gonna be at the end of the month where they get all that completed. They started on the gym roof out Pike Central, it's actually going at that pretty good. Also, the location of building updated, everything on that thing's going very well. I welcome anybody to step in and take a look at it if they want to.
Yep, impressive.
Finish the roof and all that, and then,
Was the timeline pretty good on that?
yeah, I think they're pretty much on schedule.
Yeah.
Maybe before, because we did discuss a little bit about how soon, guys are just going to get into the classroom, so.
That was amazing how much, I guess, soundproof the building was with the new roof. I mean, it's impressive. I was very impressed.
We walked out, Greg and I looked at the leaning tower.
Yeah,
All-
so that
All our
was next.
emails, you had to lay eyes on it yourself, huh?
That was nice, because that was something that just, come up in the last few weeks, and it's been crazy, it's been a little stressful working on this with everyone, but I think we're gonna be able to start off next week. Gonna company from Vincent's coming in for the footer. They told me our footer needs to be 2 foot deeper than the original, or at least that's what they've been told. Looks like the pole we've got, that's leaning is still in good shape, so we're not gonna have to replace the pole or anything like that. We got an individual that's gonna come in, and we got gravers lined up with a crane. I've got an individual gonna come in, gonna do all the rigging, and not charge the school corporation done.
Awesome.
So, they agreed to come in and help out with that, so, that will be a plus, and that's one company come in and wanted to do is like $68,000, and I think we're gonna be about $50,000 cheaper,
Awesome. Thank you for pushing that and getting that done. That's awesome.
Been up there a lot, so hopefully they're gonna, their plans is to start next week, so.
Superintendent comments?
Anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone. That 2 weeks on the job, everybody's door's been open. I've been in their doors a lot, asking questions, but at every building I've been into, high school, got to meet with Mindy, Melissa, so just really appreciate, not that that was unexpected, but always nice in a new position to have that. Next week, I'll be out a few days too, and then the board's talked about the 250th anniversary. I'm participating in Create 250, which the Indiana board is sponsoring. They're taking a group of educators from Title I schools or districts to DC, so I get to meet with Todd Young, do some behind the scenes tours, and eventually I'll produce a project that I can share out with the schools as well. So I'm excited about that.
I was going to share another quick update. I know there's a lot of changes, but the Family Health Center notified us, and your counselors and admin already know, that they were pulling any of the in-school services that they're providing. Again, I notified our building so that they could start to make changes. The Family Health Center assured me that they're reaching out to any of our families who have worked with them in our schools to arrange services at a location or figure that out. So
Was this just a decision they made? Was it funding?
they said that, the letter is that the demand, the number of students using the services didn't justify individuals. We started and had kind of a shared person, and then the demand, they added more until eventually the middle school, high school position was the last one. So I'm to go all the way down to 0 was surprising to me. I don't know if there was some grant funding or just state funding. I don't know. But I just wanted everyone to know that it wasn't us, because I know there was some question about that. We didn't end the partnership. I was thankful to have the opportunity to apply in coordination with some other schools, mainly Perry County, for trauma response grant funding. After receiving that news, I asked to use it to potentially support a position that would be a social worker that could continue services with those students who are most in need and don't have the means or transportation to go to the services at the sites. So fingers crossed that that works out for us, but it's one possible source that we have to try to make that. Aaron wrote a grant for some computer adaptive programming that could also, if we get that, could potentially help. Again, a computer's never as good as a person, but again, if all else fails, to try to have some other options in place. So I want to thank everyone for bearing with me through the first meeting as superintendent. I'm grateful to accept the role, even though I never thought that I would be here. I swear I wasn't lying when I said that to some of you. It kind of chased me down. I've lived my whole life in our schools as a student, as a teacher, as an administrator. The people here invested in me when I needed it, and that system of support that built itself around me is why I ultimately said yes to this. I hope to pay that forward. I want that for every single one of our kids. It means so much and it shapes a life. So my job, as I see it, is simple: to remove barriers so that our schools can do what we do best, serve our students. I think that we care deeply about that, even when we disagree, or maybe that's why we disagree. Behind every decision, I know, is a commitment to our kids, to our youth. I know we all feel that deeply. We have exceptional kids, and we have real strengths. We're often too humble. We don't celebrate loudly enough. We make self-deprecating jokes, and it's part of what makes us likable, but it's also part of what holds us back. I think that I hope I hear you. I want to continue to listen to you and work together to show people what Pike County is currently, and what we can be. I know that when someone believes in you, you fight that much harder to make sure that they're right. And I want our kids to have that same level of motivation. So I guess that's what I'm asking us to do, continue doing together. I think one great illustration of that was the video that really brought what a lot of us see every single day to life and to the public eyes. And when I was talking to Dylan about these videos, I said, people need to see inside of our classrooms, because all they see is pick up and drop off and maybe sports. And they don't know how much these kids are loved and cared about. And I knew you were good, but you exceeded even my expectations. So in case anyone hasn't seen it, I thought it'd be great to be able to show it.
Sometimes it's easy to overlook what's right in front of us. The people who know your child's name. The people who encourage them. The people who believe in their future. The classroom where students aren't just another face in the crowd. Because here in Pike County, school is more than a building. It's people investing in people. Families supporting families. And the communities shaping the next generation. Every day, caring educators help students grow in confidence, discover their strengths, and prepare for whatever comes next. Not because it's their job, but because it's their community. Pike County School Corporation. This is our school, rooted in community. Growing the future together.
Awesome job, Mr. Brown. Awesome job. I don't know of anything else that we can end on other than that. That was awesome. So, any other superintendent comments?
For now, I'm all.
Board member comments.
It's a miracle. I have nothing to say. So there we go. Make a motion to adjourn.
We got a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second. All those in favor, raise a hand. Boom.
First one down, kiddo.
And I mean, under a half hour, like I gotta say. Did you shut that off? I did. Okay. Camera off.
Thank y'all for coming.
Yeah, that video